Hosts Don Getling and Gino Fonte.
All right, well, hope you enjoyed your halftime show, and I have to say that because the big game coming up this weekend, very exciting for a lot of you. Not as exciting for Gino and I, since we've been doing really well with our challenge at Afterburn Fitness that we can't eat anything, I swear.
Can't drink anything either.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 72 water bottles a day. You know, we're good though. We're
doing
good.
Gino,
it's a good
what are you
thing.
down now? 75 pounds or something crazy?
A little bit over, gosh, with muscle gained, a little over 80 pounds in 1 year. So I'm very thankful for Afterburn Fitness and all the inspiration
and so are
I
we
get
in the
there.
studio. We have a lot more room in our studio now. Thank you very much. Neal's laughing, but this is what friends do.
What partners do, huh?
Oh man, when we don't show up in the morning, it's like, what happened to you? It's nice. We have 7 of us here now, Neal, that are involved in this Afterburn Fitness, and the food in the refrigerator has definitely changed.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a barrage of Tupperware of all pre-packed meals. You know what was interesting is you were mentioning the big game this weekend, and I've offered Don a number of occasions now during the challenge to buy him any lunch he'd want. They're giving away burgers at places. They're giving away pizza all over the place.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean Bricks has got free burgers? I'm like, woohoo! He goes, yeah, I'll buy you whatever you want. He's on the opposite team. We have teams of 3, and Gino's on another team.
I see. Very competitive, I can tell.
All right, you're going to recognize his voice coming on the air. He's one of our favorite guests because this guest is one of our top experts who really knows his game at the top of his industry and will give you an opinion of what he thinks is going to happen, which we love. Because sometimes for you to really understand what's going on, you need to not just hear about the numbers, but what somebody thinks about those numbers. That's huge. Anybody can look up numbers. You can go right now into Google and pull up stats for real estate. What does it mean, though? You need an expert that's been through the gamut, who's got experience and been through trends that at least give you their side of what they feel is going to happen. And Neal Weichel with RE/MAX, one of the top real estate professionals in the nation, #1 in Santa Clarita for who knows how many years, one of the top RE/MAX agents in all of California. I know I'm building you up, and you hate this stuff, Neal. But we love you coming on because you are informed, and I like going to the symposiums where you basically have hundreds of your fellow compatriots that are in the business come hear you because you know your stuff. And Neal, I can appreciate it now more than ever that we've been on the radio now for almost 3 years of how important it is to really pay attention to the numbers, because the trends and the direction and what those numbers are saying means a lot on preparing your clients. Am I right?
Numbers are everything in real estate, of course, but I'm going to throw you a curveball. You
Okay.
don't know I'm about to say this, but I'm going to say it.
Oh no.
So when a market changes, and ours did about 7 months ago, a lot goes on feel. And what I mean by that as a real estate professional, because I study homes and prices every day, and so
Yes,
do
you
you,
do.
really, as loan professionals. But a lot goes on feel. When you're talking to your fellow agents, when you're talking to your buyers, are they being responsive? Are they highly motivated? Are they, really excited to get under contract right away? When you're talking to your sellers, what's their mentality? Where's their head at? And so a lot of what I share with my clients, or what I'll share with you in the next few minutes together, is really what we're kind of feeling out there. Are you getting a lot of showings on your listings? Which ones? All of them? Some of them? None of them? Are you getting offers? Are the offers at asking price? What happens when you get an escrow? Are you getting an escrow and the buyer's just so motivated to close the deal like a year ago? Or are they being a little bit more reluctant, a little bit more cautious? And so we'll talk about that a little bit, because I think it talks and speaks to what I want to kind of call a return to a normal market, which is where I believe we are in January 2014.
What an exciting place to be, thank goodness.
After the last 7 years, it's like, bring it on.
Yeah.
More of a normal market.
I can't wait to be normal.
Well, good luck on that, Gino. I don't think that's going to happen, sir, and that's why we love you. Well, and I appreciate that, Neal, because we've gone through so many transitions in our market over time, but I love that you asked the question. Immediately you walked into our studio here at Vault Media Studios. We're no longer KHCS. We have our own custom-built studios. You like the studios now?
They're beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
Yes.
And you asked us right away, what's going on in your industry, Don? What's going on in your business? I love that you asked the questions, because those help you determine the actual direction. You can read numbers all you want, but a lot of times numbers could be old.
Well,
Yeah,
most of the time.
I'm a big sponge. I mean, that's,
Exactly.
people hire me to be, hopefully the best sponge out there, right? I mean, just getting as much information and really seeing, the homes that are on the market. What do they look like? Why did that one sell? Why did that one not sell? That's the stuff that you just can't tell from, a Zestimate on Zillow. You can't really tell by looking at, a stat sheet or something, in the LA Times. And this is a market that's very, very difficult to get your hands around sometimes because, we got busy starting about 8 or 9 days ago, and we're very thankful for that, obviously, because we went through about 6 weeks where I got to tell you, not a whole lot was happening, as you shared with me on your side too, right? So anyway, we'll talk about that today.
I think you talk a lot about feel, and that's something that we talked about. We got all of a sudden everyone's excited again, and Don called it the precursor to the spring fling.
Yes.
He says, it's starting to feel like. And I mentioned what I think it was, is I really do feel this is the first year, 2013 was the first year that the majority of everyone in our area did well, had good finances, and decided to say, I'm going to enjoy my vacation, I'm going to take a little time off, I'm going to relax just a little bit, and maybe I'm just not going to push through the holiday. I don't think anybody had the luxury of doing that the 3, 4, 5 years before with the economic recession we were in. So I think everybody just took it pretty easy this time around.
Well, let's hope that's all it was. Okay, so Neal, we only got about a minute and a half yet left for our break. So let's kind of tee up some of the topics that we could cover today. Because one, of course, I'd like to touch a little bit on 2013, not beat it because we've talked about that a little bit, but it kind of sets up where we headed. Because a lot of you out there believe that the market has been hot for the whole year, but I don't believe that. I think we had a window that was super hot that carried through for a little bit, but we saw this coming, the slowdown coming, long before the beginning of 2014. Am I right? Yeah,
of course. I write a quarterly blog for all my clients, and it gets a lot of positive, reaction because it's a good way to summarize what's happening at any, given 2-3 month period of time. So you read it,
Yes,
why
it's
2014 is already different from 2013. And 2013 had a frenzy for about 5 months, and it was unexpected, it was welcome, it was exciting, it was appreciation, and it stopped in June. And it really hasn't continued since. Anybody who pays attention will tell you that. So the second half of the year was fine, it just wasn't what the first half was. And it's in that context that we start 2014. 2014 is already completely different from the way 2013 started, and that's why we're going to talk about the return of a quote-unquote normal market.
All right, so we are here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHCS. Get involved with Don, Gino, and Neal Weichel by going to donandgino.com. That's DONANDGINO.com. Click on listen and chat live. That's right, it is live. You can see us in the studio, see our handsome Neal Weichel ready to go, always looking sharp and always on his game. And we're going to let you know our opinions on what's going to happen in 2014 in the real estate market right here in Santa Clarita from one of the best experts we know. And don't go away. We'll be right back in a little bit.